Hello and welcome back to the Guns and Outdoors channel. I hope you are doing well. As you can see by the name of the title, you should definitely go ahead and smash the like and get the subscription out of the way now because we've got some fantastic video. I'm going to tee this introduction up because the name speaks for itself. It's going to be Tactical Rifleman Carl Erickson and his crew for the low light, no light class. Right out of the gate, Carl Erickson's got an agreement with AGM Global Vision. We get this brand new, fantastic night vision. Each student, if you had your own or not, you can check out a brand new set of Gen 2 Plus or even upgrade to Gen 3. And you use this gear, and at the end, you check it back in, or you pay for it and you walk out with your very own set. How cool is that? Plus, you get the main content, the low light and the no light training. There's so much information and knowledge being dropped in this class. It really should be a 3-day class. One could even assume stretch it out to 5. A day 1 and then a day 2 format. We're gonna have a morning, lunch, afternoon block, and then day 2, morning, lunch, afternoon. The content and the flow is just awesome. The way Carl, Emery Morgenstern, former IDF and contractor, an excellent CQB instructor, just fantastic. Steve Holland, Master Sergeant Sniper Cell, 30 years. Go ahead and I'm gonna give you your first homework assignment. Look up Mark 12 Mod H. Mod H is in Holland. Steve created that. It's one of the first recce variants, AR M16. It's freaking awesome. He also pioneered and brainchilded the 6.8 SPC cartridge. That was something in the War on Terror where they were trying to get more stopping power as in an intermediate cartridge. Just think 7.62 by 39, that sort of thing, 300 blackout. Yep, go ahead and Google 6.8 SPC cartridge. Steve Holland and another gentleman both co-created that. You can still get those chamberings today in some of your rifles. So yeah, that's right. You got these guys standing right next to you while you're fumbling and bumbling around with your light. Hopefully you don't have a negligent light discharge. So it's really cool. Rounding out the cadre at Carl's team is Ross and Herstoff. It's going to be your next Google assignment from me. He designed a shooting methodology. He's a USPSA Grandmaster. Punch in TPC. It stands for Tactical Performance Center. So if you look on my channel, you'll see us doing some Sunday morning trainings and stuff. You'll see Matt, Brett, and I. So I actually was training with his content, never met the man, and then all of a sudden I go to a TR class and there he is, rounding out the staff. And he's just the master of fundamentals. There's something for everyone. And if you weren't in this class, or if you're on the fence, you either missed out or now you know. You need to go ahead and sign up. All right, so awesome class. Day 1 in the morning, Carl goes through dots, shooting, moving, driving, everything you need to know about in the classroom lecture as you're prepping up for the night vision. Then we're gonna do range time, gives you a recap of low light, weapons mounted lights, whatever light gadget on your blaster that you have, you get to try it. This is when you get to proof out your gear. Some stuff will work, some stuff won't, some stuff's rattling, some stuff's you're using the wrong index finger, whole kit and caboodle. So you're getting your learning on instantaneously. We all break for lunch, everyone's alumni. We've all taken Combat Pistol 101, Combat Pistol Rifle before, that sort of thing. So there's no one slowing down the class. Definitely no one wants to be that guy. So the class progressed really well. In the afternoon, even though they give you a disclaimer, Emery and Carl say time and time again, this is not a CQB class, but they have to kind of cover it. Again, as I already said, Emery's the man. So we do corner fed rooms, we slice the pie. You're learning the very, very, very basics, but you're learning them the right way, and you're learning from someone that's been there and done that. Not some, no offense, some cop somewhere that, you know, that have a little dodgy perspective. Not trashing all cops and formats, but you know how it is. My advice to you is get training if you want to learn some CQB from someone that you really trust, because there's different schools of thought out there. There's different ways. There is no one right way. But if you're going to do it and you're going to train and start to, you know, ingrain those techniques, make sure you select the right way, because at the end of the day, you got to own that and live with that. All right, so just awesome class. We get gear day 1, PVS 14s. We go through thermals, digital, specialized stuff. This is where I'm going to hit you with Carl's got this bag of woe with all this stuff, and you need to go to the class to find out, because I walked out with a lot of notes on some kit that I'm going to be picking up down the line.
Once you size the helmet, it's kind of good to go. But using the different controls on them, some of them have manual gain knobs, others don't have manual gain knobs. They all have, and I'll get into the different focus knobs and your ocular focus knob, your diopter, and we'll talk a little bit about apertures and stuff. You understanding how they work and you getting, so it's just second nature to quickly be able to reach up
down the line. It's all thanks to that. So yeah, I'm not going to preview that here. That's part of the special sauce. That's where the magic happens. Make sure you show up. We did Carl's podcast, or got to sit in the room there. That was kind of neat at the end of the day one evening. And then on day two, morning lecture again, quickly start to shoot. Emery, Ross, and Steve, Carl, we're shooting our PVS 14s over the left eye with pistol, over the right eye with pistol. Start to transition. You start to develop as a student your individual standards. We then transition from no light on weapons mounted lights over to IR lights. Rifle, same thing, what works, what doesn't, right? I ended up getting a little one-on-one time with Carl, which was awesome. We talked about, YouTube stuff, Q&A, things I had on my mind that I wanted to run by him. Lunch, we all went down to Peruvian Chicken right down the street. A nice little meal. You're kind of gearing up for the grand finale. And then during the lunch, I get to talk about static line jumping down at the Round Canopy parachute team in Palatka, Florida. And then that's when I started asking questions. I should have known how it was going to end. So Carl says, hey, Justin, if you show up in the spring of next year, 2024, he'll be my jump master. You know where I'll be. So this is an opportunity for you guys. If you're interested, go ahead and look up Round Canopy parachute team. And if you want to join me in February or March of next year, we'll all be going through jump school, I guess. Five-day program. So I'm on the hook. I am going to do it. Hey, you only live once. It's pretty safe. It's static line jumping. Let's go do it. Maybe there's something that you're interested in. All right. So it'd be great to see you down there. Come back from lunch, day 2 grand finale. Half the class goes with Steve and Rawson. We do precision marksmanship, 25-yard indoor range with our rifle under IR, under nods, standing, kneeling, prone. And then the other half pivots and goes out to do some CQB with doors, hallway, kitchenette, couple bedrooms, and there's different angles. So it's not the end-all be-all in terms of CQB, but it was freaking awesome. I learned so much. And at the end, you get to go up the stairs, look down, and watch and learn from others. At the end, you go back to the classroom, you get prepped for graduation. That kind of rounds it out. Awesome time. So listen, enjoy the video. You now know what to expect.
First time that Dishka opens up and there's all these tracers going by, you are trying to hide behind the crack in the sidewalk. Your ass is trying to get low. And if that's the first time you've ever tried using nods from prone, you're gonna like, I need to figure this out. So everybody then makes the front of their plate carrier slick. They put everything on the side. Very next deployment, you're at a place in Afghanistan where all the doorways are too narrow. Now it can't fit through them. So now everything comes off the side and goes back on the front and the back. Very next deployment, I'm having to climb walls, and now I can't have shit on my front again. Your kit, night vision, helmet, weapon, body armor, charge bags, leg holsters, your kit is constantly evolving to the situation and the mission that you have. Please don't think I am locked in. Carl only does that one way. I need to do a video on the different generations of just gun belts that I have. And you'll see all the latest hotness was hot in 2000. It was hot in 98. It was hot in 2005. Even if you're not turning it on, right? If you're not, how many people train like that during the day? By the way, you don't. None of you do, because I've been on the range with all of you. All of us do our usual press the gun out, all right? That's perfect. That's what I want you to do. But understand, all that daytime muscle memory is not helping you for night shooting. So the way I do it, because again, guys, I don't want to fight during the day. That's a fair fight. I would rather fight in the dark all day long. Please.
So let's simplify everything. 4 steps. Identify the target with your lights, then feel the wall on the trigger. Everybody understand the wall on the trigger. You have a slack. Every gun has a slack. Right? Pre-trauma. Feel the wall. At the moment that you take the slack, your finger, the trigger will become heavy, right? Feel that heaviness. That means that your trigger is prepared. Then simply add pressure. Exactly how we preset it. That will actually fix all that down and left hits, right? So, step number 1, identify the target with your light. Step number 2,
height over bore, give it about a half inch less or an inch less, depending on what you saw. On your paper now. Firing order 1. From the high ready to hit.
High ready. Cheers.
So everybody got eyes and ears?
He's got it first.
Okay.
I checked it earlier.
Alright, weapons ready. Good!
Down there and stick your muzzle in his fucking throat, just bash the shit out of him. But stay in the fight.
100%. Good! Then we add doors that have to be shotgun breech, ballistic breach, then doors that need to be explosively breached. And when guys get really, really good, then we take away the live ammo and we give them simunitions. But we also take out the paper targets and we put in role players. And when you get really good at doing it, then we introduce night vision. So you guys are doing the night vision portion of this, and this is an advanced skill. I know you guys want to get a taste of this. Okay, I think you guys will get a lot out of it, learning the doorways and breaking corners and stuff like that, seeing how lights reflect and how you can, remember when you were a kid and the power went out and your mom or your grandmother would go into the kitchen 4 rooms away, you're laying in bed scared to death. You'd hear her in the kitchen doing what? She'd be shaking that C-cell flashlight trying to find one that worked because it's loose. Or she would light a candle. But no matter what it was, whether it was a candle, 1 candela, or whether she had a flashlight, while she was walking through the house, even with her being 3 rooms away, you could tell where she was just by the way that 1 candle was panning off the walls. That is the exact same thing with using lights in the house. At a dark house, you will see bad guys, you'll see other assaulters 3, 4, 5 rooms away before they even get anywhere near you. Likewise though, arguments that space is an advantage. Stay away from that doorway that you're pieing at. Oh, okay, I was taught the same thing. All right, but understand, for you to get out of a guy pieing 5 degrees, if you're way back there, 5 degrees, that's 7 or 8 steps. Where the closer you are, 1 step, and now you're 40 degrees out of the way. What am I doing right now? Taking the opposite corner. I know I'm coming up on a zig right. I'm gonna scoop my rifle stock a little bit in, give me a little bit of cheating, and I'm working. There's a target, bang, bang. Bang, bang, keep working. Cool. Slow, nice and slow. Take the opposite corner. What did he just do? Different colors. Pen check the guys in the back. All right, now, I like this picture because it's a good cutaway. All right, but if you guys look at this picture up here for a second, let me try and get weight off of my knee. Right, you've got your different spectrum of light. When it says phototopic, guys, this is basically learned things in the Army that still affect me. And it may not affect me and you on the shooting range at 2 o'clock in the afternoon on a sunny day, but I'm here to tell you, it's gonna affect you when all of a sudden 3 houses down from you, the house blows up and you realize there's a biker gang or something that is hungry and they're looking for shit in your neighborhood, right? You've got to get dialed on quick. You're never gonna rise to the occasion. You're gonna fall back on your training and your muscle memory. I talked about the moisture, and they do not eat batteries, guys. They do very, very well on batteries. All right. Right now, I squared is the way to go. All right. Thermals are improving. Thermals can still not see through walls. There are guys that will call bullshit. They will show me where this particular picture was taken and you can see through a wall. Let me say this. If I was to have somebody lean against that door right there for like 20 minutes, with the thermal right here, I would be able to look at that wall and I would see the outline of the person. You're eventually not gonna need to adjust your diopter at all. People will tell you that. You don't need that diopter, you don't need it, you don't need it. there will be times that you will have to adjust the diopter. See how Emery just slid his nods in closer? When you present like that, I have that nod that allows me to see the battlefield, right? But when I press that pistol out, my dominant eye is, right? My dominant eye can see my reticle during the day. It can also see it in the dark. Remember, you guys just did it yesterday with a flashlight. My non-dominant eye is gonna see that reticle. Whole issue that, well, as soon as you turn it on, the bad guys can see it. Guys, they're gonna see that muzzle flash anyways, are they not? Right? Because I'm not turning it on until I got it up. She warns deadly force, bang, bang. They're going to see that muzzle flash, right? So the guys that say, well, the bad guys are going to see your aiming lasers. Roger, I'm not leaving it turned on. I'm not leaving it turned on. I do not turn these on until I need it. And then I ask the zero. I'm going to let you know why. Because a lot of people, well, I don't need a visible laser. All right, so why did Carl get one? Because Carl told you Carl don't like visible lasers. There are jobs for visible lasers. Like I mentioned, that was non-lethal force, was it not? I could have waited for the guy to get closer and then run out, muzzle thump him, grab him by the back of the head and zip tie him. That would be non-lethal force. But by me engaging him at 100 meters away and allowing him to leave, he hasn't gotten close. Dial this either left or right to make it as wide as possible.
Okay.
Okay? And because
So the front makes
one
it
way
wide.
is as wide as it'll go, the other way is as narrow as it'll go.
Okay.
Right? And don't worry about the zero on it. If the zero's off, you're going to be hitting your target, I promise.
So
If
what
we were
about-
outside, we'd worry about it some more.
So what about the iron
That is the IR
That is
laser.
all in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right now it's on IR. Like my front stop, right? When you can choose one or two, that's a great thing to look at. What do you look at?
Obviously, you guys like it.
No right. Straight on the rail. Oh, you don't like it.
You guys just have to feel about how to run professional.
Yeah, not just like your other ammo did. Gonna be sitting inside. When that firing pin hits it, the first charge expands this casing like a piston real quick. And what it's gonna do is that's gonna cycle the action of your gun, right? Up front is another very, very small charge. And what that does is propels this aluminum aluminum bullet that's got a plastic.
When we get to the final thing, where you get to search around, if you want, if you're not the guy training, we'll put you up there. You can't really see into those rooms well, but at least it's catwalk-ish, so you'll get to kind of see how other people feel regarded. And that's it, simple.
The reality is you've soaked up a lot of knowledge. Now you've got to go home and you've got to apply it. That's how.
There you go. Awesome.
I'll see you guys. My professional student.
There you go. Hopefully we'll see you next time.
Gotcha.
He's like, I'm a professional student. I'm like, that'd be a fun job.
Great to meet you. Good. All your,
Charles Dawson.
Thank you.
You got it. You got it.
Here we go.
I love your stories. Thanks, guys.
Come on.